I knew as soon as I saw this thing that it wasn't normal. And luckily for me, I had my phone in my pocket. I wasn't driving and I wasn't in a dangerous situation where I could pull out my phone and I could actually record this thing. And I got it. And this was back in 2023. And I'm really excited to show it to you guys. I have put this video out there before, but I mean, how often have you really been able to narrow down who the OG guy is that actually recorded the video? Usually it's a share of a share of a share, or somebody reposted it from somebody else or something, but you're looking at the guy that recorded this thing. This video is not AI. So as you can see in the first frame, or as the video begins, you can hear me talking in the background where I'm saying like, oh wow, that thing's real low. The way that I was looking at it was that it was directly overhead and like just forward a little bit. Like maybe, I don't know, like if 90 degrees is like straight up and down, this was like an 80-degree angle. I mean, so it was like, I was looking up like this but I had just walked out of my apartment and I had locked the front door.
Probably
and
you've ever caught on video because
I turned back around to get my lunchbox, and when I looked up, there it was. And it didn't look like anything quite like anything that I had seen before. Like I have seen a lot of different UFOs in the past, but this particular one looked a bit strange because it didn't look like just like a star or like what people claim are satellites. It looked like its own kind of thing. It was kind of oval or maybe oblong. It wasn't round. One thing that I did notice, and you might be able to see, I apologize if the video is a bit grainy, but you know, it's trying to focus on this thing with the whole sky as its background. But as it's passing by, you can see like it has some kind of like, I want to say like an aura or some kind of like, almost like some kind of a field, some kind of energy field around it. And I guess it's kind of like sun colored, like the color of a star almost. And you know, if you had ever seen that video, it came out recently where they had one of these things that looked like this thing was cruising along over the open ocean, and the US military, I believe, shot a missile at it, and the Hellfire Tomahawk missile came into contact with the thing, and the missile didn't detonate, but it broke apart. And I guess they were trying to knock this thing out of the sky so that they could go recover it. And the thing didn't skip a beat. I mean, the object came into contact with it and broke to pieces. And the craft went wee, 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 wee. And then it just kind of like straightened itself out and kept on rolling. So another thing is that you'll notice that I kind of zoomed in and zoomed out a number of times. I was kind of excited. But the thing is when you're zoomed all the way in, because a lot of people are like, oh man, you know, this camera's so shaky or whatever. But the thing is when you're zoomed in, you know, it's like if that's the camera, like very small movements can make a big difference in the camera quality. It's kind of like if you were looking through a telescope or something at the moon. I mean, if you're off if you move it a little bit, well, you're not seeing the moon anymore. This thing, I want to say it was probably traveling at maybe about 1,000 or 2,000 feet up. And while it was cruising by, you know, I didn't hear anything. And that's kind of one of the typical things is that you see one of these crafts and they don't make any noise. I mean, I didn't hear nothing. And, you know, I've seen a lot of UFOs, but I've never heard one. There have been a number of times in my life where, you know, I have seen some stuff flying overhead, and I have put my camera on it, but they were just too high up in the air, and the camera just would not focus on it. And at the end, I mean, you just couldn't see nothing. But this one was a really good catch for me, and I think that it's really cool that you guys can trace it all back to me, that I'm the one who recorded it. And if you guys got questions or anything for me about this event or some of my other events or some of the other things that I've spoken about,
I've seen
you
one.
know, I'm open. And
Years
also,
ago, but it was one like that. But
I would like you guys to
probably
like
only
and
a
subscribe
couple
to the
thousand feet
channel.
up. That
I
one,
try to bring you guys
that one's
2 videos a week, and along with some shorts.
catch for me.
There was this one time where I had just walked outside and I was just getting ready to walk the dog, like I had her on the leash. And as soon as I walked outside, it was dusk, probably like sun had already gone down, but you know, not all the way. But one of these orbs, it was like a big white orb, came
White
up
as a
from
mouse.
the rooftop of
Actually, a
the
mouse
apartment
ladder.
building that was across the way from where I was standing. And that sucker came directly over top of me.
Ready to go out of
And
view.
then it hooked to the right, and I was like, oh man, you know, like, and I like patted my pocket, and the damn phone was upstairs. I had left it inside. So, you know, I mean, sometimes it just works out that way. A lot of the times, because I drive for a living, a lot of these things that I see them while I'm on the road, while I'm driving. And it's not ideal to pull your phone out and record these things. And honestly, a lot of the times when you see them, it's very brief. I mean, you see it for 2 or 3 seconds, 3-4 seconds maybe. And that's not enough time to go, ooh, and get your phone out and start, you know, and open up the camera app and all that stuff. At least I got one good one that I could share with you guys, and I could talk about it openly. And I'm open to all your questions and anything that you guys would like to add. And I would also like to know if you guys have seen crafts that had this particular characteristics, behaved this particular way. But like, these things move quick, and these things that people keep on saying, like, oh, that's just a satellite, oh, that's just SpaceX, that's just this, that, and the other thing. I'm not so sure, because really, I have seen some of these so-called satellites do things that satellites don't do, like that. I mean, satellites don't fly at 2,000 feet, right? Or 3,000 feet. They're supposed to be, 100,000, 200,000 feet up. They're supposed to be upper atmosphere, not floating over my head after it just came out from behind the roof of an apartment building. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, whatever they tell you, you know, because chances are, if the government's saying something, it's a lie, you know. But hey, look, I'm really glad that I was able to share this with you guys, and I hope to see you again in future videos. And please like, share, and subscribe.